Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more naval action. So, first up today, we've actually sailed over to Puerto Rico in our links, and we've found one of the best deals that we've been able to spot so far for Mahogany, which is 15. 5 for sale, 15 to buy. Basically, we're going to keep heading west and see if profits pick up that way. As you can see, it may be worth our time to take other resources back, but we're not entirely sure about this at this point. So in the meantime, we're going to keep travelling, and I'll fill you guys in if anything interesting happens. As we continue west, we've stopped in another port on the Puerto Rican coast, and have found less than astounding results. Prices dropped a little bit. However, we'll press on and just continue to gather a little bit of data. We would have been fairly well off actually picking up a bunch of coal at the previous port. No, never mind, it was actually going for 20 at the previous one, and it's only selling for 12 here, so never mind that. But yes, it's obviously quite valuable. If we could find somewhere that has coal cheaper than 12, it might pay to come along this stretch of coastline here. Other than that, everything looks fairly standard, and so we'll take the opportunity to move along. Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here. So, while travelling, we've been pounced upon by a cutter. At least I hope it's just a cutter. Might be having some technical difficulties. We'll be right back. And we're back. Yep, so everything's in order. We've got the cutter. They're upwind, downwind of us? Why are they downwind of us? Okay, whatever. I'll take it. They did pounce on us while we were just in travel mode. Now, cutters can be dangerous, but I'm not overly concerned. A similar number of crew means it may actually be advantageous if we try to board them. Try to get some grape up onto the deck and board them that way. While I feel we could probably win in a broadside-to-broadside confrontation, as, you know, we're a human player, we play somewhat better than the AI most of the time, I'd prefer not to chance it, or it would take as a lucky broadside for them to end up sinking us quite handily. We take what opportunities we can. All we need is a small advantage on them. That should be all we need. So, as usual, we'll approach the cutter in a standard manner. Alright, well that's their standard shot out of the way, so now we just have to be on the lookout for some nastier stuff. Some double shot. Sorry, a bit of lag there. Just wanted to check if we had someone coming in or not. Okay, let's have a look at what our shots are gonna get us. Well, reasonably profitable so far. Far more damage than I would have liked there. Excuse the sirens in the background. So, if we can get fairly lucky here, things should go well. I mean, that took way more off than I expected. It's a fairly good shot onto the deck. Unfortunately, neither of them have paid off. Even that one. It's not quite where we want to be. I'm actually going to switch up to double shot, I think. For the actually, no, I'll hold off on that. I'll just maintain grape for the moment. If we can dip them back below us again. Nah, we're out of here. Can't trade blows like that with them, unfortunately. Sadly, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Hopefully with a little bit of luck, we'll be able to outmaneuver them and make it away relatively safe. Relatively speaking. AI is a little bit more aggressive now, which is nice. You don't just get a free pass if you want to mess around like this. Just going to hold off and see if we can resist the pull of the waves here. Yeah, it looks like we don't need to pop another repair just yet. Once we're a bit close to actually making it out of this battle, I'll feel more confident in popping our next repair. Not to mention we're probably going to remain in his range for just a little bit longer. And we'll get this other broadside off, but I think by this point we should be able to exit now. Well, you know what I mean. Be able to outrun him for the moment, and then exit. So, even a cutter, eh? Yes, I think if we'd been a little bit more successful with that grape, that would have been fine. Unfortunately, we just lucked out, and some of those shots, while being reasonable, didn't end up paying off at all, which is rather vexing. I have to be careful actually, the cutter is gaining some distance on us. But in any case, not in the worst position. We're in the free link, so it doesn't really matter that we've taken some damage. Freelings never seems to take damage to any of its magazine, its rudder, or its pump, even though we took a massive pounding this match. Alright, hopefully everything should be repaired by this point, and we can escape. Yes, we would have had to go in their guns blazing if we were going to win that one. I was a little bit relaxed. And kind of was being a bit greedy, wanting to capture it there. Shouldn't have, should have just gone in for the fight. We're just holding off for the moment while we repair up the last little bit of damage. No gold or XP for that. Interesting. So it's either capture. You have to with grape. You either have to capture or go home because it gives you nothing for hitting them with grape. Even though we did kill a few of his crew, it's good to know. All right. Well, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll hopefully have something more interesting to show you guys, or we'll be doing our trading stuff. See you shortly. So, here we are. We've finally arrived at Bani. This is actually one of our ports. Sadly, money, well, a good deal was not forthcoming on the Mahogany. However, it does give us an opportunity to pick up a Navy Brig. And we can go out and sail this around, see if we can get into a fight for a bit. Anyway, once we've set it all up and got it all organised, I will catch up with you guys then. See you shortly. Hi everyone. So, we lost whatever was in our cargo hold on the links. So, we've switched up to the Navy Brig, and we're going to take that out for a spin. However, we weren't getting very far, and I imagine unless we're going on a significantly longer sea voyage, we're probably not going to make... we probably weren't going to make much, if any, money off the Mahogany, having paid 10 for it, and not finding anywhere that will take it above 5. So, while I'm sure there's probably some specialty items around the place, it looks like you'll have to invest in fairly long voyages to get any sort of reasonable profit for what you're hauling. And while to a degree that's realistic, it doesn't make for the most fun gameplay. So for the moment, in terms of income, I'm probably going to stick to fighting. So this is, of course, a pre-patch Navy Brig. So we've got the full 5 upgrade slots. And we'll take cannonade. I won't worry about anything on the back for the moment. I'm not overly fussed. It's not like we really use it anyway. And we're going to set sail. So we can either head back towards Spanish ports. I believe the Spanish capital's back that way. Or we can head along the coast here. I can't remember exactly where this is going to take us. In any case, for the moment what I'm going to do is follow the wind, which is pretty much going to take us back towards the Spanish ports. I guess that's where we're going to go. In the meantime, we might try and pick up a few kills or captures. Might try and capture this cutter, actually. We've got a reasonable crew number, I think. Honestly, can't remember how many crew you get in a Navy Brig. That's terrible. Oh, we'll see once we jump in. In the meantime, yeah, just picking up ships basically every chance we get. Especially around here where we have a port and we can make some sails. Don't want to attack neutral ships, of course, because I believe it still turns you pirate. And I still haven't heard anything about the bell pull being fixed. So I'm a little wary to try, based on what other people have said, of course. Got a Brig and a Navy Brig out there could be interesting. Did that... No, sorry, I thought I saw a Navy, something with a Navy Brig over this way. Maybe it's this. Bell pull and Navy Brig, yes, and we're not going to pick a fight with that. The Brig and the Navy Brig potentially could be something we could look at. However, I'm not too confident. I haven't gotten a lot of experience yet versing these. The new AI, basically the more reasonable AI. Or better AI, depending on how you want to look at it. And until I can get some experience up, I'm going to avoid even fights for the moment. So, as we're trying to raise some capital, get ourselves into one of the newer ships, maybe even get a fleet organised. I'm just going to focus on capturing this cutter. Just pretty much straight up, we're going to run at it. If we get a chance, pop some grape shot into it. We've got a reasonable height advantage, or an elevation advantage, I guess you could say, so we'll be able to pop. And that changes that. So we're going to go in with we're going to just rush in to the cutter. Go for a boarding action, even if we have to kind of run into it. And from there, move on, try and take out the Brig and the Navy Brig as quickly as possible. Have to be careful with the cutter here. It's not entirely helpless. The cutter trying to decide what it's going to do there. Really took out one of our cannons with that blast. Oh dear. Not sure if they're taking out even more cannons than they were in the previous patch. Yeah, looks like we're just going to go with a sinking. And of course we forgot to set it to volley fire, as is our normal protocol. So for the moment we're going to ignore the cutter, as we kind of failed to get in. And I don't want to spend too much time trying to capture it when we're going up against the Brig and the Navy Brig as well. So we're going to kind of cock that fire there. From, oh, hang on, the Navy Brig's right there. Well, we do have makeshift barricades, so we could technically board the Brig and probably win. The only thing I'm particularly concerned about is then taking a large amount of fire from the Brig. However, if we can set this up reasonably well, we may... Actually, no, the crews really aren't in our favour. I thought we were... That was silly of me. I thought we were closer in crew numbers. Not sure what I was thinking there. May be worth our time then to try capturing the Brig, as we will have the numbers advantage on that, almost regardless of anything else. should be able to come along beside the brig nicely and get a successful boarding action against them here. There we go. So our reload is a little slow because we've got the inbuilt makeshift barricades. We may as well make use of them. That actually doesn't look like it's being that effective, so we're going to switch up to firing. Get this over as quickly as possible. Significantly better. I was defending against the defense because it was really going to work out too well in our favour. Probably thought that through. Still. It's not like they'll be reasonable. I hope. They're going to be severely underperformed. However, we can make decent use of our carronades. Repair our pump here. Just waiting to see once we start taking up water, then we'll be repairing the pump. While the brig's looking a bit banged up, I don't really feel jumping onto it would do us any good in the immediate future. Well, our big concerns are, of course, getting stuck against the wind, losing our cannons, and taking too much fire. I wish that cutter would come in range. Still, I'm trying to figure out anything to do with how the cannon loss works as of yet. This is rather irritating because it means that because I haven't had a chance to verse any players basically yet. And so it often means that even in a match where you should be doing fairly well, just losing out on firepower. I mean, I've got as many guns as the cutter does now. Well, more now that we've put our repairs on. But to be quite frank, I feel discretion may be the better part of valor here. And take the opportunity to remove ourselves from the situation. Naturally, we won't get the brig, but that's alright. Rather save a durability on this reasonable Navy brig. But yes, down to basically 6 guns aside, and undercrewed. I feel the lack of guns is really going to hurt us if we hang around and continue the fight. It's unfortunate. It would have been good to get the cutter. But we should have realised, of course, the Navy brig was not going to let us just capture a cutter. I had hoped that they wouldn't engage. But it seems a mixed bag. I've had AI... the AI are meant to come and basically get involved in fights where the score's, reasonable. Close to even. But I have had them ignore it, and stuff like that, so there's not really any telling what they're going to be doing. And we escape, somewhat worse for wear. But hopefully we'll get a little bit of money and some experience for that. Sadly was not able to inflict much damage against the Navy Brig. Or really the cutter. I mean, we got one blast off against them, but they were able to get out of our range and kind of stay out of our range for the most part. Which is nice. Good to see the AI actually being efficient and dangerous. Actually, I think it's the big thing, right? The AI is fairly dangerous at the moment, not insurmountable, of course, but it certainly presents a challenge. Basic repair. Hey, extra hammocks. That'll be good to slap on. Right, might run back to Bani and get ourselves repaired. We'll have a look at what the actual cost of that repair is as well. May actually consider using the basic ship repair kit. Well, unfortunately with our trading quest coming to a somewhat disappointing end with the loss of our materials, and indeed it being somewhat unsuccessful anyway, seeing as nowhere in the surrounding ports was going to take the materials we wanted to trade for a reasonable price. This will probably wrap up the episode here. Naturally, of course, it makes perfect sense that none of the nearby ports would take, the material, because of course they're so close. Why would they pay a premium when there's so many ships would be able to bring them those materials? In any case, we'll wrap it up for today. As usual, it's been Death Stimulator. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know, and please consider liking, commenting, favouring, or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. I'll see you all next time.